Whatever.
Hello, welcome to the Whatever Show. I'm one of your hosts, Alex Drake,
I'm your other host, Dragon Pat.
and today we'll be talking about
Lucifer.
Season 1 to Season 5. Dive. Right after that, there will be some spoilers. So.
It's if you haven't seen it, you might as well quit.
Yeah,
now.
it's on Netflix. Go watch it and then come back.
Now, Lucifer originally didn't start on Netflix. It has changed properties. Why? Because the television studio that originally had it wussed out, canceled it, and it was popular enough that it was brought back to life on Netflix.
Yep.
Now, we have completed 5 seasons, and it is supposed to be the end of it. And so we're going to do a complete wrap-up of all 5.
Yes.
So, what is Lucifer? Lucifer is what happens if the devil decided to take a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Or more accurately, he quit.
Yeah.
He got tired of all of his time in hell and said, nah, I quit. So he quits, and where do you think he goes to stay? Los Angeles. Probably because it was just, crooked enough to where he felt comfortable. Now, you got to understand, in this case, Lucifer is not the embodiment of evil. He is a tempter.
Mm-hmm.
He tries to get people to do certain things, but he never tries to make them do evil things per se.
Yeah.
And it gets kind of mad whenever everybody blames him for all the evil in the world, because rightly he didn't do it.
Yeah.
So Lucifer takes and goes on vacation, a permanent vacation, to Los Angeles. And the dynamics in this show are unique. You have Lucifer.
Yep.
You have a police officer who we meet in the very first episode. She's investigating the death of a young lady who Lucifer knew and who was killed right in front of Lucifer.
Yeah.
One thing we do learn about Lucifer's character in this show is he don't like people getting away unpunished.
Yeah.
So he wants the right person punished for this girl's murder.
Mm-hmm.
The police officer, Chloe Decker, starts out with as a reluctant partner.
Yeah.
We have her husband, also referred to as, her, at the beginning, her husband, estranged husband, then it becomes divorced and so on. Lucifer refers to him as Detective Douche.
Mm-hmm.
You have, in season 1, other characters that you meet. Amenadrel, Lucifer's brother.
Yeah.
You learn, in season 1, we also meet the doctor.
Yes. Linda.
Linda becomes Lucifer's therapist. Now, yes, in season 1, she fully believes this guy is just making all this crap up. But this is his fantasy world, so she's going to play along with it. And Amenadrel uses the relationship between the doctor and him to try to get Lucifer to go back to hell.
Yeah.
We see Amenadrel, who supposedly one of God's super angels, who slowly he messes up. He becomes more and more human through this season.
Mm-hmm. Which...
Now, one of the things that this show brings out that is unique is we become our own punishers.
Yep.
We screw up, and therefore we punish ourselves. And Amenadrel punishes himself over the first and second season because he sees he's messing up.
Mm-hmm.
But other characters we meet in season one. Well, season one is about the back, gives us a little backstory between Detective Douche,
Yeah.
why Chloe Decker isn't very popular on the force,
Uh-huh.
because she thinks something crooked happened. It did. Um, the bad guy from the Palmetto incident actually becomes a really bad guy and goes to the point where he's gonna kill Chloe.
Yeah.
But I don't want to jump too far ahead. Season one, we really get to start seeing how. I mean, the season starts with Lucifer driving that really cool car of his,
Yeah.
speeding down the highway. The cop pulls him over and he goes, "You know why I pulled you over? Well, probably because you have a limited sense of power and you're exercising it because I broke one of your rules in speeding."
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the humor in it is a very, almost a dry humor to start with, but it gets a lot more punchliney.
Yeah.
And Lucifer bribes his way out of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
We see that Lucifer is, I would say in the very beginning, he's more amoral than evil. He just doesn't accept a moral code that everybody else lives by.
Yeah.
Season one would be bluntly described as your backstory. It gives you Lucifer quitting, it explains his rationale. He starts getting a psychiatrist. The psychologist, I should say, she, it's hilarious. Every time she makes a suggestion to him, he takes it the wrong way and runs with it. Um, the story between how, I mean, it's interesting how Chloe is the one person impervious to
His unique.
charms. Now, season one, Lucifer makes a deal with God in order to be not dead, to come back and be able to save Chloe.
Mm-hmm.
And the deal that he sees, or as he thinks, is that somebody has gotten out of heaven, out of hell, and he's got to put them back. And that leads us to season two, which is where all about how Lucifer is dealing with his mother.
Yeah.
Now, to say that Lucifer has family issues,
That's an understatement.
He's got brothers and sisters, the other angels, that are all different. They're unique. You go from Uriel, who we meet in season two, who is the ultimate observer. This is a guy who's figured out basically cause and effect to a degree that is amazing. Move a chair, a butterfly flaps his wings in Seattle, and you get a hurricane in Australia. It's a really in-depth individual, and okay, fine, Lucifer kills him.
Yeah.
His mother, that's a mess.
Mm-hmm.
And season two, again, you start seeing Lucifer actually starting to grow as a character. His relationship with Chloe starts getting closer.
Yeah.
They start recognizing and seeing in each other qualities they like. Oh, the other person we had met in season one that I didn't mention was Trixie.
Yeah.
That's Chloe Decker's daughter.
Yeah.
Trixie is one of the first characters that just runs up and loves Lucifer.
Yeah. And of course, Lucifer's reaction is like,
Away from me, little thing.
yeah.
But Trixie is a consistent one because she's the first one who generally treats everybody in Lucifer's life as if they're regular people, and she likes them. Because the other character we got introduced to in the first season, basically in the very first episode, was Mazikeen of the Lilith. Mazikeen is the the demon that followed Lucifer out of hell. She's one of his specials, and she's special. She's hot and she is bloodthirsty. And she meets Trixie in season 1. And lo and behold, this is her kryptonite. This is a little girl who likes some of the things that she does, but thinks that a lot of what she talks about is cool, but yet it's so sweet. So, Bazikeen's growth pattern in this show is a little slower and a slightly different track.
Yeah.
Now, when season 2 completes, Lucifer has decided to prove to Chloe that he's the devil. And what happens? He gets kidnapped.
Yeah. Poor dude.
And that leads us to season 3. Now,
Yep. In season 3,
well, before we go to season 3, forgive me, folks. Every now and again, I may end up coughing. I'm just getting over this supercharged chest cold that's going around. It's part of why we've taken a week off.
yeah. Sorry, guys.
So at times, you'll have to. If it gets bad, we'll pause it and we'll come back after we clear. For example, pause it.
And also in season 2, we meet a forensic analyst who I totally forgot her name. Sorry about that, guys. Though
Pause
she's
it. Look her up.
sorry about that, folks. I was looking at the name of the forensic analysis.
Which is Ella Lopez.
Yeah.
Ella Lopez starts the season as a good Christian girl, firm believer, and now granted, she is convinced that Lucifer is simply a method actor.
Yeah.
She loves Lucifer. She loves Lucifer together with Chloe, and the dynamic there is really cool.
Yep.
One of the things we see about Ella is she's not ashamed of who she is in any way. There's a scene in this one where they have to go to a nudist camp, and Ella peels without a thought because she's not embarrassed about her body, but she doesn't see the shame in it. Now, granted, the camera angle was perfect. They again did one of those great shows where they show nothing, show everything. I mean, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, every now and again, many shows have done the scene where you have people walking around nude, but the camera never sees a thing. You can tell they're nude, but you never see anything.
Yeah.
And one of the great examples of this was in Austin Powers, where, I mean, he's holding, the girl in the scene with him is holding 2 melons to cover her breasts, the way that she stands in front of different objects to block the view. They do this, and this is a classic routine. It's been done in many shows, and it's always that tease.
Yeah.
You don't see anything as the audience, but it makes you believe that you're basically watching a nude scene. And so it was really, really well done. And doing it with to the extent that an entire camp was nude, was really kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So you have Ella. We meet her in season 2. She continues on throughout the whole thing.
Which she's fun.
She's great. In season 2, at one point, well, Lucifer runs off to Las Vegas and gets married. Meets a girl there. No, he's not in love with her. He does it to make his mother, despite his mother, to where she backs off. His mother's whole goal is to get back to heaven. Lucifer has no desire to go back to heaven.
Yeah.
He wants nothing to do with any of that. In the end, Lucifer has to basically kick his mother out of the universe.
Yeah.
Because she's messed up. So he gives her her own universe, and she goes there, and we learn later, she's doing good. But that ends season 2. We have the goddess of all creation has her own universe now.
Yep.
We have Lucifer having been kidnapped, and that's where it ends on season 2. Season 3. Season 3, we see the first reoccurrence of a specific bad guy. This bad guy, who we first met him in the very beginning of season 2, he was robbing a jewelry store. Amenadel and Lucifer were basically looking for
their mother,
and thinking that she would be in the first dead body that pops up. They found this guy. No, it was not his mother. But they embarrassed him. So that's the first time we meet him. The second time, he's driving a
stolen money van.
Right. Armored car. He makes the mistake of stopping. And we get the name for him, which is Set Out Bitch. Set Out Bitch. Well, Set Out Bitch ends up running through the desert.
In just his underwear.
And just his tidy whities. Now, he becomes a recurring character because we'll see him again later.
Yeah.
He shows up at one point in season 3, season 4, and he's even present in season 5.
Yep. No, I like him. He's funny.
He is. He was an interesting criminal. And his method of dealing with Lucifer, I don't know. The minute you saw the guy with wings, I don't know if I'd go back to bothering him.
Yeah, it's like, nah, we're good.
Set Out Bitch. We see him in the beginning of season 3. And as I said, he's a recurring character, so you get to enjoy his antics again.
Yeah.
But Lucifer was kidnapped, but the kidnapping was done at the request of a new character that we don't get to meet yet, which is the Cinnamon. The Cinnaman, who in the reality of the show is Cain. Yep, Cain as him, Cain and Abel.
Yep.
And so season 3 is about how Cain and Lucifer deal with each other. Cain wants to die. He wants to break the curse on him. Then he doesn't want to die. He just wants to have Chloe. It's twisted. Bottom line is, Cain ends up dead.
Yeah.
This starts season 4. Now, I know we went through season 3 kind of quick there. Because basically,
it was lame.
A lot of season 3 is dealing with Cain. And as a character, I didn't like Cain.
Neither did I.
I liked some of the other side episodes were really good. I liked the fact that Chloe started realizing she really has feelings for Lucifer,
Hmm.
and the fact that she couldn't leave Lucifer for Cain. That was pretty good because it starts showing. This is important because at the end of season 3, she now realizes Lucifer's Lucifer.
Yeah.
I mean, he saves her life,
Hmm.
and then he goes kills everybody.
Which makes sense.
They try to kill her.
Yeah, which is.
So, but season 3 ends. We have season 4 beginning. Season 4 begins. Chloe Decker has taken over a month vacation.
Uh-huh.
She's trying to wrap her head around the idea that Lucifer is Lucifer.
Yep.
She gets enlisted while on her vacation by some
Nut job.
priest who's going to help her send him back to hell. Now, Chloe is in a pretty messed up situation. She has to deal with the fact that all her life she's been taught that Lucifer is evil.
Mm-hmm.
But through the show, she's seen he's not evil. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
And this battle in her head finally finalizes, and she decides it takes her the whole season, but she decides no, she does love Lucifer,
Yeah.
regardless of what he is.
Mm-hmm.
But in season 4, we also are introduced to Eve.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about a woman who, if you're looking for a paragon of womanhood, there you go. Eve is rocking.
Yeah. And hey.
Part of the season, Chloe and Lucifer break up. Per se, they don't. Well, she rejected Lucifer, or because she couldn't accept it yet. So Lucifer turns around, and who's there? Eve. Now, all through this season, we're talking about this prophecy.
Yep.
That when the devil walks the earth and
Finds his
first love, that hell will be released on earth. And this progresses in the backstory, always twisting into your head and making you wondering what's going on. Amenadale, who has, well, he was here, now he is back to being an angel after having not been an angel for a while. Well, he was not an angel, he slept with the doctor. Well, she got pregnant. And so Amenadale is having a child. Lucifer first he's with Eve, and then later realizes no, Eve's not what he wants. Eve wants him to be something he's not also. Chloe's trying to make him into a good person.
Eve wants him
to be the party animal. So through season 4, we see a progression, and we also see Ella dealing with a very severe set of problems. She now questions her faith because of the death in season 3 of the host body of the goddess of creation, whatever her name was. It's up there. What's her name?
Charlotte.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Charlotte died doing good.
Yeah.
This also is what helped Amenadale become an angel again. He was able to take her straight to heaven.
Yeah.
So, but it's very twisted. At one point, you're not sure what's going to happen in this season at all. Is Chloe going to accept him? Chloe rejects him. You're like, I mean, it was really twisted. The situation with the kid.
Yeah.
Trixie's, well, Chloe doesn't want Trixie playing around with demons no more. So there's an issue. I mean, it's really a unique and twisted situation. And in the end, Lucifer actually had to reassume the throne of hell to keep the demons from taking over the earth.
Yeah.
Even though Chloe has admitted she's in love with him.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes back to hell, and that's our prep for season 5. Now, coming up to this point, there's some great episodes. One of my favorite is back in season 2, when Mazikeen takes Trixie Holloway.
Yeah.
She's been reluctantly asked by Chloe to take Trixie, Mazikeen, to take Trixie, her daughter, out trick-or-treating. And Mazikeen is not what you'd call subtle. At one scene, you see the Mazikeen and her at the door, and the girl stands there, and she's dressed as the president of Mars.
Yeah.
And she goes trick or treat, and the guy goes, "Oh, what do you are?" And then she tells her, "I'm president of Mars." Duh. At which point the guy goes to give her a candy, and Mazikeen looks at the guy like,
Boy.
"Come on." And I mean, in the end, he's giving her money.
Yeah.
And the really cute part of it is Trixie tells Mazikeen it's a shame she didn't wear a costume. And Mazikeen takes off, reveals her true face. And Trixie just thinks it's the coolest thing.
Yeah. And wishes she was a costume. Wishes Mazikeen was a costume because of how cool it looked.
I don't understand what you just said. Trixie doesn't wish Mazikeen was a costume. Trixie thought Mazikeen's costume was cool,
Yeah.
thinking it was fake. But I don't understand what Mazikeen as a costume is. It's okay, he does this occasionally. You'll get used to it.
Maybe.
That brings us to season 5.
Yep.
Now, season 5 was done in 2 parts. The first part was interrupted by COVID. And we got part 1 and we got part 2.
Yeah.
Part 1, we meet Michael.
Yep.
Michael is the twin brother of Lucifer. But he's got issues.
Yeah. He has a chip on his shoulder.
And he's extremely jealous of Lucifer. Mm-hmm. And Michael has come to Earth to screw with everything. Because he just doesn't like Lucifer. Well, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
We end the first part. Michael is basically... Mazikeen is sided with Michael because Michael's promised to...
Give Mazikeen a soul.
Which he can't do. But Mazikeen and Michael are in a fight with Lucifer and Amenadiel. And
all time stopped, so...
Time has stopped. They're battling now in the police station. And in walks God.
Yeah.
Which leads us to our second half of the season, where God deals with his errant children and they deal with their family problems. It ends with God deciding, well, hey, I'm retiring. That's it. It's up to you guys. You guys run this crowd. I'm going to go live with your mom.
Yeah.
And he leaves and leaves it up to the angels to figure out who's going to run things. Michael tries to use fear and intimidation to get power. Michael, when in the final scene, the final set of battles, it looks like Michael's going to win. He's got more people. He's made more people afraid of him than Lucifer has supporting him. But, make it long and short, Lucifer wins, becomes God. Chloe is going to work with him as... I mean, it was a wild ending.
Yeah.
But what made it so good, so special, is they showed everybody getting what they truly deserved. Mazikeen has since learned no one can give her a soul because she has one.
Yeah. She's growing one.
And she actually finally realizes, I mean, her situation with Eve, she wants Eve, doesn't want Eve, knows Eve's gonna die. You get this equation two different ways. You get it with Mazikeen and Eve, and you get it with Amenadiel and his son.
Yeah.
The idea that his son is mortal. And Amenadiel has to realize all the angels in the very beginning suffer from the idea that they are actually better than humans.
Yeah.
But they're not. And it takes them a while to get the idea. Whole outcome, really great show. I'm going to tell you, for 5 seasons, they did great.
Yeah.
Lucifer is hilarious. I understand you were telling me he does a cameo in...
Season 6 of The Flash with John Constantine.
Which...
That
should
right
be
there is
interesting.
funny.
Now, Constantine is a different character. We might review the TV series that only had 1 season, which is a shame because it was great. Or, of course, the movies, which was even better.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll probably get to those later. One of the great things about the Whatever Show is we have so much areas to cover.
Yeah.
When we named this show the Whatever Show, we did it because, well, we didn't want to be pegged into one particular area. But as we've started doing this show, the number of topics that are out there is just legion.
Yeah.
So,
You know.
but stay on topic. Season 5, final season of Lucifer. They've closed it about the best way they could close it. They gave us a good sense of finished.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked it. Overall, I think the show was fantastic. It's worth your time. And like he said, it's on Netflix. Watch it. Go buy it. Keep it, because because it's such a good show, eventually Netflix will take it off. I don't trust Netflix. But, in my opinion, definitely worth your time and effort.
Yes.
Well, thank you all for joining us on the Whatever Show. You guys have a great week, and we'll be back as soon as we can with our next episodes.
Yep. Have a great day.